I always like to start my lessons with a joke. So here's one. The teacher says, "Now, class, whatever I ask, I want you all to answer at once. How much is 6 plus 4?" The class responds, "At once." Get it? That she wanted them to all answer at once. Anyways, that was not an outcome she expected. And we will be talking about outcomes when we talk about sample spaces. So first of all, the key to succeeding in probability is to really be able to interpret and create a sample space. This represents the collection of all possible outcomes. And if I were to write a sample space for this die here, you can see it's a normal six-sided die, so the possible outcomes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can't get a 7. You can get a 3 or a 6, but not a 7 or a 0. An event is a collection of outcomes for a chance process. So in this case, what is the event of rolling an even number? So what are the possible outcomes that will give me even? That would be 2, 4, and 6. So that would be the sample space for this event of getting an even. Now, one of the best ways to organize outcomes is to draw a tree diagram, and I'll show you what that looks like. So if I had to flip a coin once, how many different outcomes should there be? Well, I know there are two possible outcomes, so I'm going to have two branches starting off for my before my outcome occurs. So here's before the coin flip. After the flipping of the coin, I'm either going to get heads or tails. So my sample space is heads or tails. It includes both of them. Usually you write a sample space with this funny bracket on one side and a matching bracket on the other end, typically a comma separating your outcomes. All right, let's go ahead and look at spinning the spinner once. I have blue, red, and green, so I could spin it and it's either going to land on blue, red, or green. And here's the sample space. So when we have just one event, sample spaces are actually pretty simple. When there's more than one event, it's called a compound event. So let's look at some examples of compound events and how the sample tree changes for that. So this first set of branches is going to be, I'm going to do the example of flipping a coin twice. So the first time has to represent the first flip. I can either get heads or tails. Now, if I get heads, I still have to flip again, and I'm either going to get heads or tails there. If I get tails, I'm still flipping again, and I get heads or tails there. So if I go along the branches here, I get heads, heads, or heads, tails, tails, heads, or tails, tails. And I can list them all together here to create the sample space. If I'm going to spin that spinner that I had before twice, well, I'm still starting off with the same set of branches I had before, red, green, and blue. All right, I'm spacing it out more because I know that I'm going to have more spins. If I spin red, I'm going to spin it again. And I can still spin red, blue, or green. All right, same thing here, here, and here. So my sample space is just like red, 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 blue, red, green, green, red, green, blue, green, green, blue, red, blue, 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 green. All right, let's look at another example which has a slight twist. Laura bought 4 new tops in different colors, orange, green, blue, and yellow. She wants to wear 2 of them for the first 2 days of school. Draw a tree diagram and write out the sample space for the different ways she can choose them for the 2 first days of school. All right, so I have orange, green, blue, and yellow. That's 4 possible outcomes for the first blouse. So I have 4 branches and the 4 possible outcomes. Now we're going to assume that Laura doesn't like to wear the same top 2 days in a row. You're going to get teased about that. So if she wears the orange top, the next day she's only going to wear either the green, blue, or yellow. So that set of branches is going to be slightly different than if she wears the green top first, because she's not going to wear the green top here. She'll do the orange, blue, or yellow. And it keeps going here, orange, green, or yellow, orange, green, or blue. So she's not going to have any repeating outcomes because it would be a little embarrassing to wear the same top twice. When I list these all together, that's my sample space. So how is this different from the die and spinner example? It's not possible to have the same blouse twice. Well, you could, but no girl's going to do that. We are not having replacement. Now, here's another twist. Sometimes you're not quite sure when you're going to stop. So an urn is full of marbles that are red, green, and blue. Tweemy decides to draw marbles until she gets 2 in matching colors. Create the tree diagram and sample space of possible outcomes. Now we're going to assume there are a lot of red, green, and blue marbles, and I'm not going to run out. Okay? So for the first marble, she could draw red, green, or blue. So I have 3 branches. Now I don't have 2 matching colors yet, so I'm just going to draw another marble, which would be red, blue, or green, right? And same thing here and here. All right. Now on the next set, here on this branch, she does have 2 matching marbles, so she's not going to draw again. But this one she doesn't, so she's going to draw here. Okay, so she could draw red, blue, or green, and even here on this one she can draw again. Green and red, there's no dupes, so I'm going to draw. Green and blue, no dupes, so I'm going to draw. I'm not going to worry about green and green. She's already stopped here. Blue and red, no dupes. Blue and blue, she's already got dupes, so we're not going to draw here. But if she did blue then green, we're going to draw again. Okay, she's still going to draw again, even after some of these outcomes. Red, blue, and red, she's got 2 reds, so she stops. Red, blue, and blue, she's got 2 blues, so she stops. Red, blue, and green, she's going to draw again. Now, for sure, on this 4th draw, since there are only 3 different colors, she's got to have a pair of matching colors, no matter which marble she draws. And it's basically going to be true for anything else. So red, green, red, I've already got my dupes. Red, green, blue, we better draw. Red, green, green, I've already got green matching. So I keep going through and drawing when I don't already have 2 matching marbles. And then if you want to write it all out, here is the sample space for that. You might want to pause it here because that's going to take a while to copy it down. The way I created it is I basically go through the top branch, red and red. There you go. Then I go red, blue. I'm not done yet. I have to go till the branch ends. And there's another red. So I would have red, blue, red. Then I'd have red, blue, blue. Red, blue, green, red. Red, blue, green, blue. Red, blue, green, green. So hopefully that helps you understand how I got the sample space, although I think I had my blue and my green switched, which would explain some of this over here.